Hi, today we'll be building a box for popcorn. The question is, how can we make a popcorn box that holds the most popcorn possible? So we want a popcorn box with the maximum volume. Well, here are the stipulations. First of all, get an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So you can see I have some leftover computer paper from the holidays. So that's what I'm going to use. Now, in making your popcorn box, this is how you're required to do it for this particular style of a popcorn box. You're going to cut a corner out of your sheet of paper. Okay, now it needs to be a square. So cut out the same length and width. You can see here that I have cut out a 1 by 1. You can use your ruler, a 1 inch by 1 inch square. And once you've cut that out, use that as a template to cut out the corners on the other corners on your 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. So once you've cut out those corners, then you'll be able to fold up the sides and tape together your box. And then you can work on finding the volume. So you can see here, I've got my square that I've cut out. And I'm going to cut out a square from each corner. The same size square. It can't be a rectangle because you want your sides to fold up and match. So it needs to be the same length and width. It needs to be a square cut from each corner. Okay, so it'll look like this. Then you go in and you fold the sides. Okay, so this is what your completed box would look like after you folded up the sides and you've taped them together. So here's the box. Now, the volume of this box will be the length times width times height. So here we have our length of our box. Now we need to think about this a little bit. How do we get the length of the box? Remember, we had an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but we cut out 1 inch from each side, here and here. So now our base is 11 minus 2, or 9 inches. And then same way with the width, we had 8.5 inches, but you have to take off 2 for here and here. Okay, so, and then the height of our box is the 1 inch height. So if you take that length times width times height, so the 9 by the 6.5 by 1, you'll get 58.5 cubic inches for the volume of the popcorn box. Okay, now I challenge you to try this on your own, maybe by pulling out a 2 by 2 square or a 3 by 3. Which size of box gives you the maximum volume? And then in the next video, you can see how we figured it out using algebra and a graphing calculator.